Welcome to What's Your Story. I hope you had a great week, because every week I bring you a guest who is authentic and genuine with insights and practical information that you can put to use in your career and your personal life. Today is no different. I have a quiz for you. What percentage of Americans are part of or are participating in a company-sponsored retirement plan? So it's a company-sponsored retirement plan. What is the percentage? I was shocked. But my guest today is Bob Geiger. Bob deals in retirements for a firm called Wealth Advisory Group in Berwyn, Pennsylvania. And today's going to be doing a lot of talking because this is an area that we all need to know more about. Bob, welcome to the show. Really appreciate your being here.
Nice to be here, Charlie. Good to see you.
Let's get right to it. What is it that you do?
Well, Charlie, I am a retirement specialist, and every day I have the opportunity to help people prepare and save for their retirement, to meet their retirement dreams.
What percentage of Americans are participating in the plans that their company sponsored?
Right. Approximately 53% of Americans are participating in a plan. So that means a significant amount of people are not. And you know, Charlie, everyone wants to have a comfortable retirement, but the problem is they don't always know how to go about doing that. And I get to help them down that path in saving for a fulfilling retirement.
You talked about partnering with firms. Could you tell me more about that?
Absolutely. So our goal is to help firms have the best retirement plan possible. American workers, participants, put a lot of faith in these retirement plans. The problem is, from my experience, so many of the plans are underserved, they're mismanaged, they're too expensive. And we go in to try to work with the plan sponsors to make those plans as optimized as possible.
Okay.
You'd be interested to learn, Charlie, so many plans are run by dedicated, diligent plan sponsors, and they are almost certain that they have a good retirement plan. But when we go out and encourage them to benchmark their plan to see what their plan looks like against other plans in the industry, they are shocked and surprised to see all the gaps in their plan, whether it's fees or investments that need to be improved or participant education that is not being delivered. A lot of opportunities for improvement.
So that has a long-term negative impact on the retirement plans of those employees then?
Absolutely.
Sounds to me like a watchdog in a way.
Absolutely. And we go in to support them as a co-fiduciary to help them watch the plan. And if we can bring up the first slide.
Okay. Would you do that? There we go.
Plan sponsors understand that they need a record keeper, they need an investment manager, but what we represent is this third critical piece of a retirement plan, the advisor serving as a co-fiduciary to help you optimize the plan, to help you reduce your fiduciary risk, and to help deliver effective participant education programs to your employees.
That simplifies it. When you use the term, you talk about in this particular slide, explain that to us, will you?
Most Americans are not saving enough. And it's hard, as we mentioned, 53% of Americans are in a plan, but that leaves almost half of them not in a plan. And the other problem, Charlie, is not only are they not in a plan, but they're not saving enough. And look at these statistics. 20% have less than $5,000 designated for retirement. 5% have between $5,000 and $25,000 saved for retirement, and only 16% have saved $200,000 or greater.
Is that over all age groups?
That's over all age groups.
Wow. So they have an opportunity, but they're not taking advantage of it.
That's right. They have to save a lot more to meet those goals that we're helping them save for.
You seem pretty passionate about this. Why? Why do you do this?
I truly am, Charlie. And you know, I've always had a passion for relating with and working and building relationships with people. But most of my passion relative to what I do in this business comes from John Bogle, the founder of the company that I worked at for 30 years. And he was very passionate about helping all investors have the best chance for investment success. Matter of fact, he formed his company on the principle that you should take a stand for all investors, treat them fairly, and give them the best chance for financial success.
How long has that company been around?
It was founded by Mr. Bogle in 1975, but was an outgrowth of the Wellington Management Company, which was formed in 1929.
So the concept's been around for a long time.
Absolutely. And I knew after I left Vanguard, after a wonderful career there, that I had to find a company whose principles were so aligned with Vanguard. And at Wealth Advisory Group, I certainly found a company that is dedicated to giving all investors and our clients the best chance for long-term financial success.
I found a quote, I think it was from Mr. Bogle. Let me read it to you.
Yeah.
To take a stand for all investors, treat them fairly, and give them the best chance of investment success. It's almost like the Boy Scout oath
Absolutely.
for retirement plan.
That's right. And to him, Charlie, it was never how big of a ship we could build, but how much wealth we could create for our investors. That's how we measured success.
Which was somewhat
Creating that
different
wealth
than
for our
other-
investors.
Than other
Right.
financial firms.
Right.
Go a little bit further into, why you do what you do, so the audience can appreciate that. Because I've talked to lots of financial advisors. You're not the typical financial advisor.
Right. And we do what we do in order to, as I mentioned, give our investors the best chance for financial success, to help them understand that they do need to save more than they're currently saving. There's a variety of different statistics and recommendations out there, but it's fairly hard and fast that you should, if you want to replace 80% of your income, that you should be saving between 10 and 20% of your income on a regular basis for
Yeah, I've
your
heard
working
those
years.
statistics, correct.
And most people are not doing that. They're saving far less than this. So my mission is to not only provide investors with a vehicle to save and to make sure that vehicle is as optimized as possible, but to have them save early, and have a definitive plan in order to meet their long-term financial goals.
So within your organization, you have a specific focus. The plans already exist, they're operating, and you come in to sort of reality check,
Right.
is that fund producing as the sponsor,
Right.
who's usually what, the owner of the company? Or
Right.
when you say fiduciary, define that.
A fiduciary, Charlie, is that person or group of people who take ownership and responsibility. You're entrusting your assets to them with appropriate oversight.
So how often do they reality check these funds?
Well, we recommend that they are reviewing the funds at least a couple of times a year, and we're going in with a very comprehensive package of services to help them understand how to make their plan as optimized as possible. And if we can bring up the next slide,
Slide 3, please.
you can see that most financial advisors are only directing activity around the investments in the plan. But we come in with a full service approach and not only discuss your investments, but we discuss plan design, we discuss plan benchmarking, we look at ERISA and all the fiduciary requirements that you must follow to have a well-run plan. We help educate your participants. So our service is very diverse, very extensive to cross the various areas of importance that you need to focus on in delivering that plan to plan participants.
I want to go back a little bit. How often do companies really review this? You said they should
Yeah.
a couple times a year, but what do you find out when you go in and meet with these sponsors?
Absolutely. We're finding out that they might not have the best investment lineup. They're having investments that are costing too much, other fees that are costing too much. And we go in to help them understand what are the points you need to review, what are those issues that you need to consider, what are those areas that need to be addressed in order to make sure that you're offering the best plan possible.
And so you will go in how often?
We recommend with our clients that we're going in a couple of times a year to review the plan.
My point was, when you go in, what was their normal way of doing? Did they do it 2 or 3 times a year?
Sometimes they weren't even doing it.
That was my point. My
Yeah,
point that
yeah.
here they have this responsibility to make sure
Right.
that the retirement is the best it
Right.
can be for their
Right.
employees.
Right.
But they're sometimes asleep at the wheel. Now, they're my words,
Right. Yeah.
okay? It seems to me they're asleep at the wheel, and you come in and make them aware of what's possible.
Right. Let me give you an example, Charlie.
Can we hold?
Yeah.
We need to hear from our sponsors.
Absolutely.
And then we'll come back, and let's pick up there, because
Very
I'd like you to share a story with the audience that really dramatizes this. Will you? So now a few words from our sponsors. We'll be right back with Bob Geiger.
Medicare coverage can be a very confusing and complicated process. Help is just a phone call away, 856-226-4800. As a licensed insurance agent, I'll assist you in making an informed and confident decision on a Medicare plan that meets your needs, lifestyle, and budget. Call me today for a free, no obligation Medicare benefits consultation, 856-226-4800.
When did you see the sign?
When I needed to create a better visitor experience.
Improve our workflow.
Attract new customers. That's when Fast Signs recommended fleet graphics.
Yeah, now business is rolling in. Get started at fastsigns.com.
What do I want to be when I grow up? Maybe a musician? A veterinarian? Maybe an equestrian? A mommy? Well, why not be all these things and more? Consider joining me, Dr. V, with friends and colleagues as we explore a wide range of topics together. V is for variety, here on RVNTV.
There you go, Richard. Oh! Is that too hard for you?
No. Is it too hard for you?
Woo! We're playing catch now. Oh, shit.
Why should you choose Rowan College at Gloucester County? Low cost, the #1 nursing program in all of New Jersey. More than 70 programs of study, including selective admissions. With record enrollment. A premier partnership with Rowan University. Transfer options with numerous universities. 4-year degree options on our campus. Rowan College at Gloucester County. Now you're thinking.
Add us on social media to watch bloopers, behind-the-scenes footage, previews, and more.
I'm Charley Timmins, your host. Today we're talking about retirement plans from a different angle. The people that watch out for your retirement plan to make sure it's performing well. And my guest today is Bob Geiger. Bob, I want to back up a little bit. I want to ask you a question so the audience is clear. Who's an ideal client? Who do you serve?
You know, Charlie, Wealth Advisory Group was founded on the fundamental belief that all clients, all retirement plans will be well served by having a financial advisor. The fiduciary risk of trying to manage those plans on your own is just too significant to do it on your own.
So when you say you mean that person who's in charge of managing the
The
fund?
fiduciary who's responsible for managing that plan. The risks of assuming that responsibility on your own are just too much. So we go in to partner with clients who understand that concept and want a partner to help them fulfill all the fiduciary obligations that they have in managing those programs.
So what are some of the outcomes they can expect?
They can expect a full review of their plan. And we come in, Charlie, if we move to the next slide. That's the wrong slide. Because they didn't know we're back.
Could you go to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Next slide, please.
That's correct. That's the right one.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go back. My mistake.
wait.
Go back. Thank you.
That's good. That's good. So we go into the plan as a full service 321 or 338 fiduciary, which means that we share the fiduciary responsibility across a variety of different roles and responsibilities. We will help you design your plan. We will help you review your investments. We will help you understand the fiduciary obligations that you have. We will help you educate your plan participants. So we're going in to help on all these fronts. And Charlie, it is always good to ensure that you are taking good care of your participants relative to enabling them to save for their retirement. But the thing is, not only is it a good thing, it's the law. And we help you as a plan sponsor fulfill those legal obligations that you have to have the best plan possible.
So if I'm an employee and I don't feel that you're, Mr. Sponsor, are managing my fund well, there could be repercussions.
There absolutely could be repercussions.
Could you share a particular finding that you and your team uncovered that's pretty dramatic?
Absolutely. I was just working a week or so ago, Charlie, on a prospect, and we learned from that prospect that they were paying in fees about 2.5 times what they should be paying. And those fees would be across administrative costs, investment costs, and advisory costs. And Charlie, who do you think is paying for those high fees?
Employees.
Absolutely. The employees are paying for those high fees in the form of lower investment returns. If I can quickly illustrate on the next slide, those high fees will significantly eat away at your retirement income. The chart shows that just by reducing fees by 0.5%, you gain an additional 3 years of retirement income. And if you can reduce those fees by 1%, you're going to get an additional 7 years of retirement income. So we've gone in and found this problem. We're working with the plan to reduce those fees so they can gain the advantage of additional return, which will create additional retirement income.
That concept is powerful. How many sponsors are aware of that particular concept?
That's the thing. Many are not. And it's not based on the fact that they're not trying to understand. It's just that it's unbeknownst to them that these fees are a problem. And we go in to educate them that you need to take action on these types of issues in order to address your role as a fiduciary.
What additional value comes to the organization where you're going to be a co-fiduciary?
The additional value that comes in as a co-fiduciary is knowing that you have a partner to ensure that you have fulfilled all the obligations that you have. So we're delivering our service both to the plan sponsor so they can have the best benefits possible, which will allow them to attract and retain top talent. And then we're delivering services to the participant so they will have all the resources available to save for their retirement dreams.
I have a client in my practice who wanted me to provide some assistance to their child who's looking for work, first job. And what's most important to these millennials is the benefits, just not the salary.
Right.
They understand the long-term value of a retirement plan and a company contributing for it.
Statistics show, Charlie, that 80% of workers would prefer new or enhanced benefits versus a pay increase. And that's why in attracting and retaining top talent in your firms and corporations across America, there needs to be a much more dedicated and committed focus to delivering better benefits.
So as a result of you going in, and good news is created for the sponsor and the participants, it would make sense for the sponsor to share that with the employees.
Absolutely.
Because that says we're looking out for your long-term.
That's right.
And that means we really
That's
care
right.
about you.
Right.
Which is so important today if you want to hang on to, good talent.
So the value we're really delivering, Charlie, is that partnership.
Right.
And you can have the peace of mind that you have done everything that you can to create the most optimized, highest performing plan possible. And you've given your employees, your participants in the plan, the resources that they need in order to plan for their own futures.
No owner of a company or a sponsor of a plan goes to work every day saying, how can I erode the value of the plan?
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And you're there to help make them aware of where the opportunities exist to try
to
to
make it
improve
better.
To do it. So there are lots of people out there call themselves financial advisors. They're in the retirement space. What makes your firm different than these others?
Absolutely, and I'll share a few of those themes with you, Charlie, if we can move to the next slide. With Wealth Advisory Group, we are truly independent. We're an independent registered investment advisory firm who is completely committed to the company, their plan, and their participants. We don't have any other owners that we need to serve in the business that we're delivering to our clients. So the first is that we're truly independent. The second thing is that we are vendor or product agnostic. We go into your company to help you decide what's going to work best for you. We can work with a variety of different providers, a variety of different record keepers, a variety of different investment managers. We are there to serve you and to decide on a structure that's going to work best for the plan sponsor.
All right. What else?
The third one is the knowledge that we bring to helping you educate your participants and to aid them in understanding all the decisions that they need to make to create a sound financial plan for themselves.
I can remember when I was a school teacher, and these HMOs came on the scene. They had people all over the school trying to educate the teachers on what does that mean, so they made informed decisions. You have a fourth one up there about educating. Explain that a little bit.
Education is critical. As I said at the beginning, everyone wants to save for a comfortable retirement, but they don't know how to do it in many cases. So we are there to guide them in the various decisions that they need to make. How much do you need to save? What types of investments should you choose? What type of risk are you willing to accept? How much income do you need at retirement?
So you'll do that with the individual participants?
One of our big advantages that differentiates ourselves from other advisors out there is not only do we want to commit ourselves to helping the plan sponsor design an effective retirement program, but we will stay with that relationship along the way to monitor it, to serve as a fiduciary, and very importantly, to help you educate your participants along the way.
I think that's so important for the employee to realize that they have a say in the plan through your help in educating them. In this line of work that you're currently in, what's the biggest source of satisfaction for you?
I think the biggest source of satisfaction, Charlie, is knowing that you've taken a very important role in helping individuals save for their future. You know, and I'll go back to John Bogle's comment and the whole message that he delivered, which framed the mission of Vanguard. You know, we're taking a stand for investors, we're treating them fairly, and we're giving them all the best chance for investment success and the best chance to live that fulfilling retirement.
I think that's music to any employees work very hard throughout their life
Yeah.
to realize that their plan sponsor
Yeah.
shares that particular philosophy, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. Who in the financial world would you love to have dinner with if you could?
Yeah, there's a a variety of different people that I would love to eat dinner with. I will say Peter Lynch
Really?
is one that I've always liked. He ran the Magellan Fund for many years, and certainly I've had a lot of respect for him in terms of his commitment to the investing world and what he's done through his years in contributing to creating wealth for many investors.
His name is synonymous with integrity.
Yeah,
Correct?
absolutely.
Listen, we're coming to the end of the show. This is your opportunity to look into the camera and speak to the audience. Tell them more, share information, make an offer, whatever you prefer to do. So time's yours.
Great. Thank you very much, Charlie, for the opportunity to be here. And I guess the message that I would like to leave you with is that no matter how good you believe your plan to be, no matter how diligent you are in reviewing it, and even if you have a financial advisor, I will highly encourage you at least every 3 to 5 years to go out and benchmark your plan. You'll be amazed at what you find, and you will be comforted in knowing that you've gained the intelligence that you need in order to make the best decisions to change your plan going forward.
Could you bring up the closing slide, please? How do people get in touch with you, Bob?
Absolutely. Look forward to speaking with you about the opportunity to benchmark your plan, and the best way to reach me is at 1-800-332-5465. That's 1-800-332-5465.
And what is the website if they want to visit the company website?
That is WAG Advisors, as in Wealth Advisory Group Advisors.com.
Listen, you were a refreshing guest. I value your integrity, your candor, and as I tell my audience every week, we bring people on that are authentic and genuine. Bob, you've been that today. I want to thank you.
Thank you very much,
Best of luck
Charlie.
as you
Really enjoyed it.
move forward.
Yeah.
So again, I want to thank you for tuning in. Next week, I'll have another guest who's authentic and genuine. You're going to learn something. There'll be some insights that you can put to practical use almost immediately. So again, have a great week. Be well. See you next time on What's Your Story?